We'll give everybody 30 seconds here, and then I'll start talking, and then we'll start moving. Got some announcements to rock and roll through first. The one thing is that, and hopefully if you're on right now, you can hear me. I'm trying with my mic sitting next to me instead of on my head, only because it's kind of humid out here and it's been sliding of late, and so I'm trying, hopefully that works. And if Emily was running out here and telling me that she couldn't hear me, then that means she couldn't. Okay, I have 5 announcements, and then I'm going to repeat the first one. And for those of you who know me at all, you know that this is the hardest part for me, is remembering to do all of this. The first announcement that I have is that next week, for the first time, I won't be teaching my Friday 4 o'clock class. Those of you who are aware, some people have made me aware of it, there's a movement to have Black Yoga Week online, blackyogaweek.com. You can sign up, there are classes every day. I really want to participate, I want to observe that, and so I'm not going to teach. The second thing is, in my profile, I have a link to the Dane County Bail Fund. If you don't know about the relevancy of that, if you don't understand it, I suggest the documentary 13th on Netflix. Learn. If you want to give some money to anything local to Madison and Dane County, that is a great way to respond. If you want to look at a more national level and you like my playlists a lot, KEXP in Seattle is doing a one-day fund, so it's kexp.org. They're doing a one-day drive, private independent radio, and they're on the forefront of everything that's important, honestly. And they do an amazing job of giving voice to a lot of different people and supporting what's going on, so awesome. A lot of you know that I'm a LeBron James fan. I am, and I'm a fan for really a lot more than what he does playing basketball. It's a lot more of what he does as far as advocacy and social justice. And he started something this week called More Than a Vote, and it's about making sure that everybody has the right to vote. It's about getting more people there to vote. I would highly recommend checking out More Than a Vote. Okay, 5th announcement is this is Instagram Live, so I'm going to stop at like 50 minutes, so if you need a longer Shavasana, go for it. I get cut off at an hour, and I just seem to kind of run out of time every week. You never know what's going to happen. It kind of looks like it's going to rain, so that would be a whole new element. So we're just honoring, we're recognizing that this is live, and so what happens, happens, and we roll with it. And again, so I'm going to repeat the first one for those of you who are just joining. There's no class next week. For the first time, I'm going to back away from doing this. There's an online group honoring Black Yoga Week, blackyogaweek.com. Highly recommend checking that out, signing up, getting a pass for the week, taking some classes. And so I won't be teaching next week. It's that simple. All right, so enough talking. Let's flow a little bit. So we're going to start down on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. So come down to your back. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees splay out wide. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Now, if you're like me and you've had a little bit of activity already, and you're feeling a little bit active, you can let your heels come up a little bit closer to your pelvis. If you want a little bit more of a grounding position to start, you can let your feet fall a little further away. Drop into your back, drop into the back of your heart. So starting here, just notice your breath. Notice your inhale and your exhale. Slow the practice down into that breath, nothing more. As you start to recognize the breath, recognize that bringing some focus to the breath slows it down. Think about that in relevancy to other things. Bringing some awareness to what's happening, to your thoughts, to your actions, to your breath. It can help slow it down. Take the time to listen to yourself. There's no rush, there's no hurry. Take this practice as it comes to you, as it serves you. And I'm going to sneeze. Let's find 3 breaths together, and then we'll start to initiate some movement. Taking an inhale through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. Take a nice deep inhale all the way in. Fill your body up with air. Feel your lungs expand. When you get to the top of the breath, open your mouth. Exhale all the way back out. Again, deep inhale all the way in. Fill your body up with air. Feel your lungs expand. When you get to the top of your breath, open your mouth. Exhale all that air all the way back out. Third breath. As you exhale, drop your hands down by your hips. Inhale, press your knees together. Grounding the small of your back down into the mat. Reach your hands straight up towards the sky. Ground into your shoulder blades. Let your palms face in towards each other. Grounding into the small of your back. Lift your feet straight up towards the sky. Press through your heels. Bring your toes down towards your shins. Activate through your hamstrings. Find your breath. Notice how you feel. Bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Inhale, reach your hands and your feet back up to the sky. Exhale, bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Inhale. Starting to link your breath to the movement. Exhale, bend. Inhale up. 2 more. Up. 1 more. Up. With control, drop your right hand and your left foot all the way down to the mat. Inhale back up. Left hand, right foot. Inhale back up. Right hand, left foot. Inhale up. Left hand, right foot. 1 more time each side. Let your breath guide you. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Come back to center. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your knees slightly wider than the mat. Sway your elbows out to the side. Rock from elbow to elbow. Come back to center. Take your feet long in front of you. Let your heels hover 2 inches above the mat. Put your hands long overhead. Find that length. Exhale, bring your knees and your chest this time. Reach up through your knees. Find the bottoms of your feet. Press your heels towards the sky, your knees down towards the ground. Again, if you want to rock and roll from side to side, that's fine. Slowly let the bottoms of your feet come together. Let your feet come down to the mat. Let your knees splay out wide. Bring 1 hand to your heart, 1 hand to your stomach. Deep inhale all the way in. Open up your mouth. Exhale all the way back out. Inhale. Exhale. Third breath. Exhale, drop your hands down by your hips. Inhale, press your knees together. Exhale, ground the small of your back. Inhale, reach your hands and your feet up towards the sky. Exhale, drop your right hand and your left foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left hand, right foot. Inhale up. Bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Inhale up to the sky. Now, hand and foot again. Starting right hand, left foot, down. Left hand, right foot, back up. Bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Third time. Up, down, up. Bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Reach up through your knees. Find the bones of your feet. Happy baby, second time. Stay active through the heels. Maybe you start to work on straightening out your right leg and then your left leg. Staying active through your heels, pressing the ball of your foot into your hand. Maybe you start to work back and forth, just finding a little more length, a little more hamstring. That makes sense. From here, cross your legs at your ankles. Rock up to an easy seated pose. Then roll all the way back to your spine. Rock up to an easy seated pose. All the way back. 1 more time, rock up to an easy seated pose. Rock up and over your knees. Plant your hands. Step back to tabletop. Find your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. That was loud. Ground the tops of your feet into the mat. Let's cat-cow a little bit here, just connecting that breath into the movement. Dropping your pelvis down towards the mat. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, curl out your spine. Drop your head between your elbows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl out. Inhale up. Exhale out. Third breath. Exhale. Take your hands, one hand like that in front of where they are right now, curling your toes under, press back into your heels. Starting to lift into your hips, bend your knees, drop down through the collarbone towards the mat. Bend your knees. From there, start to straighten out your left leg and then your right leg. Back and forth, walk it out, see how you feel. Start to work that length by pressing down towards the floor. Notice your hamstrings, notice your calves. Come back to a point of pause. From there, wag your dog a little bit from side to side, just shifting your weight. Notice how you feel, where you are to start. From there, inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Hover for a second. Press long from your fingertips through the base of your spine. Stepping your right foot forward first and then your left. Find the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Press long through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Grounding into your feet. Scoop your hands by your side. Rise all the way. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumbs. Exhale out, heart center. All right, from here, cross your left foot over your right. So line up pinky toe to pinky toe. What's gonna end up happening is my heel is gonna come up off the mat, which is fine. For your heel grounds, your heel grounds. I'm more interested in your toes being in line with your toes. And the back of your left knee being in line with the front of your right knee. From there, inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Bring your thumb and your pointer finger together strong. Look up towards the sky. As you exhale, come halfway down. Reach your hands out in front of you. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Work your balance a little bit. From here, we're going to let go of our hands and let our hands come all the way down to the mat. Now, if you're like me and you have tight hamstrings, bend your knees. Let your hands come down to the mat. Drop to the crown of the head. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Press long into that right hamstring. Inhale up halfway, bring your hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Unwind your left foot, step your left foot to the back of the mat. Find your right heel underneath your right ankle, underneath your right knee. And drop your left knee down to the mat. From here, shift your weight back into your left knee. Ground the top of your left foot. Take your right toes up towards the sky, half split pose. Drop to the crown of the head. Breathe down into that right hamstring. I think it's raining. Oh, we're gonna see. Bend back into your right knee. Curl your left toes under, bring your knee up off the mat. From there, drop your left heel. Line up heel to arch, let your left hand reach up and over. Find warrior two. Pause here for a second, find your breath. Reverse your warrior. Find that extra length, that opening, that lift. From there, straighten out your right leg, reverse Trikonasana. Lift through that right hand. Bring your hand up towards the sky. For that length, that distance. Then drop your right hand down to shoulder height. Start to hinge that right hand forward. When it won't hinge anymore, hinge down towards the mat. Find triangle by coming down into it. So if you want to stay a little bit taller, bring your hand to your shin or your thigh. That's fine. Just slide down into the pose. From there, bring your left hand up to the sky. Find your breath. Oh, it's raining. We'll see. We're gonna let this go for a second. Maybe it'll blow over. Inhale all the way back, reverse. I can see blue sky. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Scoop your hands down to the mat. Find the inner edge of your right foot. From there, walk your hands back to your left foot. Bend your left knee. Frame your left foot. Ground your right heel down into the mat. Bring your toes up. We're still working that length into our hamstring here. Find your breath. It's totally raining. Well, like I said, Instagram Live, right? Oh, now it's pouring. Hey, Emily, you want to come downstairs and help me move? All right, take all 10 toes in one direction. Walk your hands back halfway. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, look up. Halfway. Exhale back down. Walk your hands back so your heel's in line with your palm, your fingers with your toes. Bend into your elbows, drop to the crown of the head. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, look up. Exhale from here, walk your hands around your left toes. Curl your left toes around. Face that direction, step your right foot forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet, sweep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumb. Exhale out, heart center. All right, let's do our hamstring on the other side. If you're like me and you're outside, you're doing it in the rain. All right, that's what we do. Pinky toe to pinky toe. Line up. Find that grounding first. I kind of need it. I kind of need the rain. It's okay. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers the weird way, the way you didn't do it the first time. Thumb and pointer finger together strong. Biceps to your ears. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hinge halfway down. Bring your hands out in front of you. Feel that stretch into your hamstring. Inhale, rise all the way up. From there, bend your knees, let your hands come all the way down to the mat. Drop to the crown of the head. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Inhale your hands up to your shins. Again, reach long through that hamstring. Exhale back down. Unwind your right foot. Shift your right foot to the back of the mat. Find your left heel underneath your left ankle, underneath your left knee. Drop your right knee all the way down to the mat. Shift your weight back into your right knee. Ground your left heel. Bring your toes up towards the sky. Hopefully you can hear me over the rain. Stay active through the ball of your foot. Press down into that hamstring. I don't think the hard stuff's coming down for quite some time, just for the record. Oh, feels kind of nice actually. Bend back into your left knee, walk your hands forward. From here, curl your right toes under, bring your knee up off the mat. Drop your right heel, line up heel to arch. Let your right hand reach up and over, find warrior two. Still see blue sky. Reverse your warrior. Straighten out your left leg, reverse Trikonasana. Find that extra leg, that extra lift. Then drop your left hand down to shoulder height. Reach your left hand long in front of you when it won't reach anymore. Hinge down towards the mat. Hey Emily, are you listening to this? You should come help me. Looking up towards the sky if you can. Woo! Find that strength into Trikonasana, into triangle pose. And down into the pose, opening through the right shoulder. Inhale all the way back, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Sweep both of your hands to the mat, find the inner edge of your left foot. Bend your right knee. Ground your left heel down into the mat. Bring your toes up towards the sky. Stay active through the hamstring. Engage to the ball of the foot. I can still see blue sky. Good for the record. Turn all 10 toes in one direction. Walk your hands back halfway. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale back down. Walk your hands back. Line your heels up with your palms, your fingers with your toes. Bend into your elbows. Drop to the crown of the head. Breathe there. Just wondering how wet these headphones should get. Family, are you around? Are you listening? I'm thinking maybe not. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale up halfway. Exhale back down. Walk your hands around your right foot. Curl your left toes under. Step your left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, full. Ground into your feet, keep your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumb. Exhale out, heart center. I don't know what to do. Emily's taking pictures of me, right? Am I hard to hear? I mean, it's pouring rain, but it's sunny right there. The hammock got wet. You want to bring me a towel real quick, please? If you're still like watching this and hanging out, then awesome, good for you. Give it half a second here. Like, it really looks like it's about to clear up. I'm not kidding. Apparently I got hard to hear there for a second, but hopefully you did both sides. Trikonasana through the hamstrings are kind of doing that hamstring isolation, warmed up here a little bit. I hear thunder in the distance, and I can see sun, so hopefully we get a rainbow. Oh, here's a towel. All right, I'm going to towel my mat real quick, and then we're going to keep rocking and rolling. There's also a tree in the way now. Woohoo! This is called Clean Up Your Mat Asana. It's a beach towel asana. All right. Keep moving. All right. Come to the top of the mat. Turn all 10 toes in one direction. Find your second toe in line with your heel. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Bend into your knees, grab the backs of your ankles. From there, holding onto the backs of your ankles, you can lift your hips up towards the sky, drop to the crown of the head. Find that length through your hamstring. We did both sides on isolation. Now we're doing both sides together. Bring your hands back around the front. Find your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, look up. Push back into the hips. Exhale, full. Ground into your feet. Keep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumb. Exhale out, heart center. Second forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. If you like grabbing the backs of your ankles, go for it. The next option is just take peace fingers to your big toes. Put your palms facing towards each other. Bend into your elbows. Drop to the crown of the head. Working those hamstrings right now. We're going to move from here into a balance sequence. We're going to do both sides twice. The balance sequence is where we're doing the work. Bring your hands up halfway. Third forward fold, don't bother to come all the way up, just come right into it. You can either take gorilla, toes to your wrist, ball of your foot to your palm, toe grasp, or grab the backs of your ankles. The fourth option would be just grab your opposite biceps and sway a little bit from side to side. Whatever makes the most sense for you. If you're coming into gorilla, make sure you get the ball of your foot into your palm, your toes to your wrist. Shift the weight forward, lift through the hips. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, full. Ground into your feet. Scoop your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumb. Exhale out, heart center. From here, step your left foot back a third of the way. Bring both of your hips around. We'll start with pyramid pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands up overhead. Interlace our fingers. Bring our thumb and our pointer finger together strong. Our biceps to our ears. Drop our hands over to the right. And drop your hands over to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, bring your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge halfway down. Reach your hands out in front of you. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bend your right knee. Let your hands come down to the mat. Frame your right foot. Drop to the crown of the head. Once you find the ground, start to work on straightening out that right leg. From there, make sure your left hip still comes around. Find that isolation down into the hamstring. Press up and into the right hip. From here, take your right hand, grab the back of your right ankle. Take your left hand, grab the back of your right ankle. From there, shift your weight forward. Start to reach your left foot up towards the sky. Find standing split on one foot. 5 breaths. From there, let go of your ankle. Bring your hands to heart center. Press straight into your right leg and rise up into warrior 3. Stay long and engaged through your left heel. Bend into your right knee, step your left foot back behind you. Drop your heel. You're like a little bit more delicate now that your mat's wet. Find warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Straighten out that leg. Come back to warrior 2. From here, we're going to work our way into Halfmoon Pose. So we're going to let our right hand come down to the mat in front of our right foot. We're going to let our left foot float back behind us. Start to open up through the left hip. Bring your left hand up towards the sky. Find your breath. From here, let your left hand come down to the mat. Pressing into that right foot. Stand tall and bring your left knee into your chest. From here, we're going to do standing hand to toe. So, choices are, bring your hands underneath your hamstring, take your foot straight out in front of you, or take your left peace fingers to your left big toe and bring your left foot straight out in front of you. Exhale, let your foot come back down to the mat. Grounding into that right foot. Bring your left foot up. Let's take dancer. So we'll take our left hand down to our left foot. Take your right hand up overhead. Start to hinge forward. Find dancer. Find equal weight into your hand through your foot and out through your right hand. 3 more breaths. Slowly rise back up. Let your foot come back down to the mat. Shake it up. Let's do the other side, then we'll come back and do this again. I'm reminded a little bit of something Emmanuel Ocho said this week. Emmanuel Ocho started pyramid, so bring the left foot forward, the right foot back a third of the way, the hips around, bring your hands up overhead. Emmanuel Ocho, in talking about how we can work as a society together, was talking about how the first step is to work on yourself. To do the work. Even if you stumble, even if you fall. Right? So we're doing this balance work. Hinge your hands forward. Inhale up. Bend your left knee. Let your hands come down to the mat. Frame your left foot. Even if you stumble, even if you fall, it's doing the work. And you extend that work from you to your house. And from your house to your neighborhood. And from your house, from your neighborhood to your community. And from your community to your town. And from your town to your state. And from your state forward. But we all have to do the work, even if we stumble, even if we fall. So practicing balance work, even if we find our way out of it. Bring your left hand to the back of your left foot. Bring your right hand to the back of your left hand. From there, hinge forward. Find that half split to start. And drop to the crown of the head. Yoink into your arms. Even if we stumble, even if we fall, we keep doing the work. Bend into the right knee. Step your left foot back. Draw. Sorry, bend into your left knee. Drop your right heel. Rise up, warrior 2. Mirroring. Gotta remember mirroring. Woo! Reverse. Find that length. Find that distance. Exhale, warrior 2. Set up half moon. Let your hand come down in front of your left foot. Let your right foot float back behind you. Let your right hand come up towards the sky. Halfmoon pose. Find your breath. There's no rush, there's no hurry. Let your right hand come down to the mat. Press into your left foot. Bring your right knee into your chest. Whoa. A little transition, right? Bringing your hip around. Work the balance there. Standing hand to toe or hands to your hamstring. Either or. Practice drishti and gaze points. See if you can bring your gaze to the tip of your nose no further. From there, let's find dancer. Let's bring your left hand up to the sky. Or right foot all the way around. Grab your right foot, hinge forward. Find your breath. Rise back up. Let your right foot come back down to the mat. Step it out a little bit. In between, let's take a little pause. We'll find half bound lotus. So what we're going to do, we're going to ground into our left foot. We'll bring our right foot up into the crotch of our hip. From there, take your left hand down. Grab your foot, let your knee come down towards the mat. Bring your right hand to heart center. Find your breath. Stay active through the right knee. Pressing down towards the ground. Let your right foot come back down to the mat. Opposite side. Bring your left foot up to your left hip. Reach down with your right hand. Bring your left hand to heart center. Drop your knee down towards the mat. Depending on your flexibility, depending on your breath, depending on the day, pulls can look different. It's all right. It's not the pose, it's the work. It's the practice. Let your foot come back down to the mat. All right, let's take that balance sequence again. Second time. Slip your left foot back. We start with pyramid. Now, little friend, hands up overhead, interlace your fingers. Thumbs and pointer finger together strong, biceps to the ears, hands to the right. Hands to the left. Come back to center, inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, hinge halfway down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, back down, frame that foot, drop your hands down towards the mat. Work to straighten out your right leg, drop to the crown of the head. Five breaths in each pose. One more. Bring your right hand to the back of your ankle, your left hand to the back of your ankle. Hinge forward. Let your left foot float towards the sky. Bend into your right knee, step your left foot back. Drop your left heel, rise up, warrior two. Let's come right into this time. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Bring your left foot long behind you, half moon. Slow down your breath. Slow down your concentration. Drop your left hand to the mat. Shift your weight forward. Bend into your knee. Oh, we skipped warrior three, didn't we? Yeah. Bring your knee up into your chest. Standing hand to toe. Let your foot come all the way around. Dancer. Right hand up to the sky. Your right hand and your left knee hinge on the same plane. Press into your hand. Find that length. Slowly rise all the way back up. Let your left foot come down to the mat. Step your right foot back. Find your breath. Slow things down. If you start to get tired, find a longer exhale. Get rid of more CO2. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers the weird way, biceps to your ears, hands to the right, hands to the left. Come back to center, inhale, look up to the sky. Exhale, hinge halfway down. Inhale, rise up. Bend into that left knee, let your hands come down to the mat. 5 breaths in pyramid to start. Bring your left hand to the back of your left ankle. Bring your right hand to the back of your left ankle. Shift your gaze towards the ground. Shift your weight forward. Work on straightening out that leg, bringing your foot up. Let's find warrior 3 on this side. Even though we didn't do it on the first side. Bring your hands to heart center. Press straight into that leg. Instagram live, right? Bend that left knee, step your right foot back. Drop your right heel, rise up, warrior 2. From here, let your left hand come in front of your left foot. Let your right foot come long behind you. Find half moon. Hinge forward. Oh, even out your hips. Bring your right knee all the way through. Standing hand to toe. Drishti finds the tip of your nose, no further. Be okay falling out of it. Let your breath work on things if you're getting tight. Bring your foot all the way around, work dancing. Grabbing the inner edge of your foot. Left hand up to the sky. Hinge forward. Exhale, bring your foot back down to the mat. Step it out a little bit. Let's find that half bound lotus again. That's kind of nice. Bring your weight into your right foot. Bring your left foot. Grab. Find your breath. The tree is like right in the way, isn't it? Oh well. Exhale your foot back down to the mat, switch sides. Right foot up, left foot right hand. Bring your hand to heart center. Find your breath. Let your foot come back down to the mat. From here, we're going to come all the way down to our backs and do a little twist. So, depending on how you want to get there, if you want, you can inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Plant your hands, step back to plank. If you're dying for a chaturanga, if chaturanga is in your practice and it's just something that you want to do, rock forward on your toes, bring your shoulder heads over your fingers. Come halfway down, pause, ground the tops of your feet. Inhale up. Get long through the collarbone, drop your shoulder blades down your back. From there, curl your toes under and press all the way back to down dog. From there, step your feet forward and come all the way down to your back. Let's take 3 cat-cows here. Again, starting to come back. Coming back to that idea of linking your breath into your movement. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl out your spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl out. Inhale, look up. As you exhale, curl out your spine, let go of your knees, come all the way down to your back. From here, take your left foot out in front of you. Ground your left heel. Bring your right hand up towards the sky. Take your left hand out wide. Bend your right knee. Now, following the gaze of your thumb without moving your thumb, touch your right knee all the way up and over to the left. Touch the ground. Come back to center. Bring your foot all the way down. All right, we're going to do 5 of those. Knee up, foot up. Follow the gaze of your thumb. See if you can get your thumb not to move. Twist. Come back to center. Drop your foot. 1. Back up. Over. back, down, 2, up, over, back, 3, up, over, back, 4, one more. As your knee comes back up, bring your knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. From here, take your left hand to your right knee, take your right hand out wide. From there, twist your knee up and over, press down into your right shoulder. Breathe there. It's like a beautiful sunny day now. Of course. Come back to center. Take your foot out in front of you. Bend your left knee. Bring your left hand up to the sky. Take your right hand out wide. We'll take that twist here. A little active twist to start, and then we come to a pause. So gaze towards your thumb, let the foot travel over. Come back to center. Gaze at the thumb, let the foot travel over. Back to center. 3 more. Two more. One more. Switch hands. Bring your right hand to your left knee, your left hand out wide. From there, twist. Press down under that shoulder. Find your breath. Come back to center. Ground to the small of your back with both of your heels. Look towards the sky. Look both of your hands. Look towards the sky. Let your palms face in. Bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Reach up through your knees. Find the bottoms of your feet. Press your heels towards the sky. Bring your knees down towards the mat. Rock and roll a little bit from side to side. Cross your legs at your ankles. Rock up and over your knees. Plant your hands. Step all the way back to tabletop. From here, I'm going to take half pigeon. If you have lower back or knee issues, I'm going to encourage you to take figure 4 instead. If you're coming down to figure 4, come down to your back. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Here, I'll show it real quick. Come down to your back. Bend your knees. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Cross your foot over your knee. You can start by just bringing your hand down into your thigh and feeling that engagement. If you want, you can reach through and grab your thigh or your shin and ground the back of your head. Totally fine. If you're coming to half pigeon like me, then you're going to start in down dog. Bringing your right foot up to the sky. Let your right knee find your right elbow. Your right foot finds your left armpit. Press down into that shin. Let your left leg grow long behind you. From there, drop your forearms down towards the mat. If you want, you can stack a fist on a fist and drop your forehead down towards the fist. Or you can walk your hands a little further out in front and drop your forehead all the way down to the mat. Whatever makes sense. Our hips can be a source of tension, of stress. Find that release down into your hips. Breathe there. Find your breath. Slow things down. Down into your hip. Let it release. Go into the stretch. Go into the practice. At your own pace, without rushing, without hurrying. Start your way out of the pose. Come to your forearms first, come to your hands. Maybe you wiggle a little bit from side to side. You see how it feels. Back into your hip. Curl your left toes under. Bring your right foot up to the sky. If you want to kick it out, if you want to bend it out, go for it. If you're in figure 4, you're moving from side to side, find that pose. Whatever makes the most sense. My mat is soaking wet, and so can't do too much step back because I don't want to slide. So, left knee, left elbow, left foot, right armpit. Settle down into your hip. Let your forearms come down towards the mat. Stack your fist on your fist. Drop your forehead down towards your fist. Find your breath. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you come all the way down to the mat, dropping your forehead all the way down. Bringing your hands out in front of you. Whatever makes sense. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. Do the work first. Send it out. Some of you have heard this before, but I always, every time I come into half pigeon, kind of think about it a little. I was in a class once, it was like a 3-hour class with Baron Baptiste, and we were in this room in this warehouse in Chicago, and there were tons of people, which, given quarantine and everything I've been through in the last, everything everyone's been through in the last, 8, 12 weeks or whatever, it seems crazy. I mean, we were literally like a block away from mats, and there were people just everywhere. And at one point in the practice, we did 10 straight wheels, and wheel is like, if it's not my least favorite yoga pose, it's on the list. And I think it's why he kept doing it, is because I wasn't the only one who was groaning through it. And by the point we got to like the 2.5 hour mark, we started coming down towards the mat finally, and he put us in half pigeon, and then started talking about this idea that hips can be a source of stress and pressure, and that it takes time and effort to release it. And essentially he said that if you've done this much work for 2.5 hours, it takes a little bit longer to release it. So he pulled out a book, and he started reading it, and reading it, and reading it. And he read it for like 18 minutes. At this point, like, tears were streaming down my eyes, my face. I was a puddle. And he turns the page and he's like, "Oh, next chapter. Okay, other side." And it was the ultimate expression of that idea that it takes time to open up your hips. It takes time and effort. It's kind of neat, I guess, for my personality. All right, slowly starting to come out of it. Talking to myself here on my back deck. My neighbors are going to think I'm crazy. Curl your right toes under. Push all the way back to down dog. Walk it out if you want to walk it out. We're all going to meet down on our backs, stepping our feet through our hips and coming down to our back. From here, Inhale, bring your hands up overhead, let your feet grow long. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Reach up through your knees, find the bottoms of your feet, press your heels towards the sky, your knees into your armpits, happy baby pose. If you want to rock a little from side to side, that's fine. Let the bottoms of your feet come together, let your feet come down to the mat. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Supta Baddha Konasana. Back to where we started. Like I said earlier, there's no rush, there's no hurry. Right? The beauty of Instagram Live is that you can turn this off at any time and kind of keep going with your practice. You can do other things. Coming back to that idea that Emmanuel Ocho was talking about this week of working through things one step at a time. That idea that you can stumble. Anybody who's ever done inversion work at all can tell you that before they learned the pose, they learned how to fall out of the pose. And it wasn't until they knew how to fall correctly that they were able to hold the inversion. And I keep coming back to that idea, stumbling around, thinking about things more and more. I had a student once for many, many classes who had empathy tattooed on her forearm, and it speaks to me. I think about her all the time. I think about that idea and like just having empathy for everyone. So again, if you want a longer Shavasana, turn it off at this point. I'm going to do my little gratitude meditation that I end class with, and then rock and roll from there. Again, reminder, I will not be teaching next week at 4 o'clock, and there'll be no new content. Please check out Black Yoga Week is the best thing I can say. My friend Midwest Yogi also just posted a bunch of stories recently that show Black-owned yoga studios around the country that are live streaming classes. Check those out. That's the best thing you can do. Take the practice off a pedestal, the expectation that it should be the same teacher, and practice with other people, and you'll get so much more out of it. So, if you're down on your back, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Start in your body. Be grateful for your body, grateful for what you can do, what you can accomplish, grateful for the practice, the ability to move, the health, the time, the space. Be grateful for what makes you you. Your skin, your muscle, your bones, your hair. From there, shift your focus into your breath. One breath at a time. Let go of judgment of the last breath, of expectations for the next breath. Just one breath, nothing more. Slow things down into one breath. Let the beauty of who you are exist inside of one breath. From there, if you're with me, roll onto your right hand side, come up into an easy seated position. Drop your hands down by your side. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Touch your thumbs over your heart. Close your eyes. Notice your body. Notice your breath. Notice life, how it feels. We'll end class with one breath and 2 ohms. Om is a reminder. Consider your words. Consider their intention and their impact before you use them. Consider your voice as part of the whole voice. Inhale through our nose, we'll exhale out, and then we'll take 2 ohms. Take a nice inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale. Inhale. Thank you for sharing this with me, for coming out. I appreciate the support. Again, please check out Black Yoga Week. Lots of offerings on there, lots of things you can do. Awesome opportunity. Thank you, as always. Any questions or comments, feel free to hit me up with DMs. All right, have a good week, everyone.